name is Michael Hearst, and I am a musician, composer, and a writer. I released the album called Songs for Unusual Creatures, and Chronicled Books asked if I'd be willing to write a book that featured several of these amazing animals. With these books, I'm getting these amazing packages that come from schools, from where an entire classroom is learning about tardigrades and blobfish. And blobfish, giant anteater, glass frog. Dear Michael Hearst, I like how you explain about the unusual creatures. How come they are not in California? I wasn't thinking of it as a kid's book. I was thinking of it as something that I would enjoy looking at. And Chronicle, being brilliant at marketing, realized this makes a fantastic children's book. Chronicle then said, well, what's your next book going to be? I liked the idea, so I decided I should write a book about 50 of the planet's most fascinating people. And soon enough, Extraordinary People was born. With the book, some are living, some are dead, some are famous, some are fairly obscure. Extraordinary, as far as I'm concerned, really connotes the idea of people who have amazing accomplishments. Some are humanitarians, some are scientists, some are daredevils, some are not particularly good people. But a few of my favorites might be Rodney Mullen, who's a pro skater. I grew up skateboarding in Virginia Beach, so it was really cool to interview and include him in the book. Mr. Rogers is in there, who is amazing. The reason PBS pretty much still exists these days is because of Mr. Rogers. One of the people in the book is Roy Sullivan, who was a forest ranger in Virginia who was struck by lightning 7 times, and that makes him extraordinary. The odds of getting struck by lightning once are 1 in 10,000. So getting struck by lightning 7 times is 10,000 times 10,000 times 10,000 times 10,000 times 10,000, which is a lot of zeros. So I wrote a song about Roy Sullivan. Stand clear, here comes Roy Sullivan. Stand clear, here comes Roy Sullivan. I guess it's just bad luck. 7 times the man was struck by lightning. That's frightening, so stand clear. One of the key components with this book, obviously, is the illustrations. I mean, this book would not be what it is without the amazing illustrations of Aaron Scamahorn. Aaron, and he lives in Indianapolis, which made things a little tricky as far as collaborating, and I would say it was somewhat of a divorced collaboration in that everything was done through email, and we never actually sat in the same room together. All right, so let's go ahead and call Aaron Scamahorn the illustrator for Extraordinary People.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm well.
Cool. There you are. It's the great Aaron Scamahorn, illustrator of Extraordinary People. Tell us about how you describe your own work.
It's a very comic book, vintage pop art inspired. Big fan of Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, but then with a kind of modern, more vector, clean twist. There's some inspiration from Shepard Fairey in there, but just always a big fan of big, bold, hard lines. Solid, clean colors.
Well, it really works well for capturing these people in, with a likeness, but also in a fun, cartoony format, which I think was what was appealing to us.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Aaron. Stay in touch.
Right on, man.
Bye. Such a nice guy. The book has slowly developed into a series. The publisher is calling it Uncommon Compendiums. So the first one is Unusual Creatures. The one that just came out is Extraordinary People. And the next one, which comes out in a few years, is Curious Constructions, and will feature some of the planet's most fascinating buildings and structures and basically anything that's constructed. Billie Jean King, here's the thing about you. For all the ladies throughout the world, you've come through. Billie Jean King, across the court balls flew. For all the ladies throughout the world, you've come through.